Unrated Jails Movie Life episode 20. This week's movie review is of Taken 2, starring Liam Neeson, the sequel to the very successful and surprisingly good Taken from a couple of years ago. When we see our hero, Liam Neeson, to start off the movie, he is working at a car wash, which seemed weird to me. Because you'd think with a particular set of skills, he wouldn't have to go right to the bottom level of jobs. Maybe it's a commentary on the Obama economy. I don't know, maybe that's what they were going for in the movie. But you'd think a particular set of skills and a CIA background, you know, there's several stops on the way down to car wash, like perhaps, I don't know, mall security would be something that might use one or two of his particular set of skills versus car washing, which would use pretty much none of his particular set of skills. But he's there, and then we learn, I think, I didn't really catch why he was there, but I'm guessing it's because he's in the same town as his daughter, and she was kidnapped and sold into a prostitution ring in Taken 1. So maybe he wants to be close by to his daughter, which would make sense because you don't want to lose your daughter twice to a prostitution ring, because that would be even worse. That would make you worse parents than the parents in Home Alone, because they left their kid home alone twice, but even they look down upon a parent that would lose their daughter into sex trafficking twice. That would be bad. Especially when you have a particular set of skills, like what are you using them for? So it turns out he's in the hometown of his daughter, and he wants to be close. He wants to keep her safe. But lo and behold, there's trouble on the home front because his ex-wife, his daughter's mother, his baby mama, is having trouble with her new husband, who has stormed off and has canceled their trip to China. And nothing tugs at the heartstrings more than finding out that an attractive woman and her attractive daughter have been ditched by their wealthy new husband and can't take a two-week trip to China. It's hold back the tears at that point in the movie, but lo and behold, Liam Neeson is there to comfort them and to say, "Why don't you join me in Istanbul?" with that like growl thing he does at the end of every word. I have a particular set of skills. Anyway, guess what? They join him in Istanbul. So it looks like things are picking up. But here's the problem. You know who else joins them in Istanbul? A bunch of Albanian terrorists. And they're scary. And the leader looks like the Dos Equis guy. But instead of the most interesting man in the world, he's just the most evil, angry, terrorist, father of dead sons that Liam Neeson electrocuted man in the world. So he's out for revenge, and he wants to capture all three of them together. Daughter, ex-wife, Liam Neeson. So fortunately he wants all three of them alive, which is always a great catch because then each one has a chance to escape, and if you need them alive, that means the guy can't just put a bullet in Liam Neeson's head the first chance he gets, which allows Liam Neeson to put bullets in lots of other people's heads, which creates for a fun action movie. The movie is not as lazy as something like The Hangover 2. If you saw The Hangover 2, they basically took The Hangover, cut and pasted it, changed the name of the city, changed the name of the guy getting married, and had Ed Helms do a different parody song, and then the rest of the other 97 minutes of the movie were exactly the same. This isn't quite like that. There's a little more action, a little more budget in this one. It's not a terrible plot, although some of the dialogue is really crappy. But it's not a super lazy movie, but it's just not a very good movie. You know, the action is good, but Taken was such a nice surprise and such a single-minded, one-man wrecking crew that it was just cool. Whereas this one, it just doesn't. It's better than The Expendables, but it doesn't feel up to the level of the first Taken for sure. We also see certain things like Liam Neeson's character is very mean to his daughter. She was taking driving lessons in America, and then when they get to Turkey, he needs her to be a getaway driver, and he yells at her a lot. So if there are any sensitive young white women who've never been yelled at before in their lives, this may be traumatic to see Liam Neeson yelling at them. So other than that, I think that's the summary of the movie that you need. I would give it a C+, because he still breaks a lot of necks and shoots a lot of people in the head, and that's always worth a good grade. But just not better than that. It was disappointing, although not. It's hard to say it was disappointing, but at the same time I was like, I doubt it's going to be good, just because I don't think lightning would strike twice, and it didn't. But I can't stop you from seeing it. You couldn't stop me from seeing it. So if you want to see it, see it. My recommendation: wait for video. And that's it. So hopefully that was helpful. If it wasn't, oh well. So I'll talk to you next Monday. Thanks.
Wanna get that feeling